Hey, what's up? So, yeah, I think everything is well set up. Let me see if we are live yet. Let me see. Wait, really? Oh yeah, we're live. Okay. Yeah, I think so. The topic of conversation for today is Catalyst. It's a serverless platform or serverless framework by a couple of uh, engineers at a company called Diagrid, and it's actually a wrapper on Dapper. I don't know if you've heard about Dapper before, but I'm on the Dapper website right now. It's docs.dapper.io. So Dapper is actually a short for distributed application runtime, and like it reads on the website, it says it's a portable, event-driven runtime that makes it easy for any developer to build resilient, stateless, and stateful applications that run on the cloud and edge, and embraces the diversity of languages and developer frameworks. A lot of words. So in this live session, I don't know how many sessions it will be, but basically what we'll be building is a logistics application. Yeah, a lot of ads. Jeez. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. So like I was saying, we will be building a package delivery microservice API using Catalyst, because Catalyst is a wrapper on Dapper. It comes with state management like MongoDB or DynamoDB or Azure. Like there's a ton. It has a ton of features that I would think maybe we should run through it before we actually really start building our application. Also, coupled with Catalyst, we'll be using Python, and then we'll host or we'll deploy our application using Docker, AppRunner, and ECS to AWS, and then maybe for real-time communications and communication between the API and the front end, we'll be using AWS AppSync. So because AWS AppSync has subscriptions which are great for real-time communication, and then there's also it has security and authorization which can be implemented with Cognito using the directives such as the API key or the Cognito directive or the AWS IAM directive, and a lot more. But let's go through Diagrid Catalyst and really see why we chose, or really just try to understand why we chose to use it as the underlying architecture for our application. One thing I love about Catalyst, because I'm still trying to get a hang of it, but I've played with it for about a couple of weeks, and one of the main reasons why I adore it so much is just the fact that it avoids, it helps you avoid vendor locking. So what it does is that it comes with a couple of components which actually let you avoid being locked into a particular cloud. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you see on the right side there's actually an image which I think describes everything with everything that Catalyst does. So it has what they call request reply component, which actually helps you have conversations with different APIs or different services in your microservice. It has the publish subscribe, which is really essential for event-driven applications and decoupling your app. It has a workflow, they're long running and they are durable, which is really good for, if I can think of a scenario like payments and orders and stuff like that. And then it has your key value store, which can be anything, any key value store out there, ranging from Postgres to DynamoDB to MongoDB, Azure, and stuff like that. And then you have bindings, which also is it helps you call external services, which the one I've really played with here is S3, but I've not really gone that deep into each of these components. I think based on what I've written, I've barely scratched the surface of everything that Catalyst really has to offer. So in this live session, I think I would use this as an opportunity to really dig deep, while building this application, but really dig deep and try to see how I can be really efficient with the platform, with the framework. So like I said before, like I mentioned earlier, we'll be building a package delivery microservice API. So what I just want to do is I should be able to, from the front end of the application, after connecting my APIs, I should be able to send or create a package, create an account, create a package, and then I send that package to a certain destination. So what happens is that a delivery person picks up the package, and then I should be able to see the movement of the package within, let me say, a mobile app interface on a map. I should see how it moves. I should get information such as the estimated time of arrival, the distance, and stuff like that. Just some really basic feedback, and how Uber apps work, or right down here we have Yango and other stuff. All these ride sharing applications too. This is just the same. It's the same idea beneath it. So that's what I want to use this live session. I think we'll have a lot of them, but I want to use this live session to build out something similar to that, but for package delivery services. So the first step in building our API is actually we'll start from the drawing board. We'll try to draw out the architecture and outline the basic, just a basic requirements engineering phase of the app. What the basic functionality of how each service will function and how they connect the events that flow between the services, because remember, each service is actually a microservice on its own and will use events to communicate within them. So they will be decoupled and isolated. And with the main plan, or one of the main goals of microservices is to actually create little manageable services which can be executed by independent teams, and these services can or should be able to communicate with each other over well-defined interfaces. And one thing that Dapper and Catalyst bring to the table is also service discoverability. So they'll actually help you. They have APIs to help you discover other services within your microservice. And also, before I proceed, I would like to say I've tried building this same application with on AWS alone, and I used a couple of servers and a couple of services of AWS services, and I had a lot of moving parts at a certain point within the application process, within the development process, I couldn't actually keep up. I couldn't keep up with everything that I've written because it was just a lot. There were too many moving parts. But having built something similar already with Catalyst, it was a lot. I was a lot quicker. I was a lot efficient, and it was. I feel like it was a lot easier for me to get up and running with Catalyst than using AWS alone. But this is not to say that I'm not in any way saying that AWS isn't actually perfect for the job. I'm just saying that as a developer, a solo developer, a developer with a very small team, this for me, this was the right way to go. And I've not really visualized this at scale, but if based on what I've already written, when I try to imagine it at scale, I don't think there will be that much of a difference in how much code I would manage, because as we'll be building and going, you'll see how Catalyst really helps you just focus on the business logic of your application and leave out all that infrastructural craft. Just put them apart, and you just get to focus on the business logic and what's really important for your app. So I really don't want to talk too much because really I cannot keep talking too much. I'll just go ahead and check if we are really live. And yeah, okay, so Catalyst. So right now I'll go to Excalibur, which I'll just try to map out how a basic architecture of how the application will look like, and then we'll keep adding more content and building it out as we develop, as we progress along, progress through the live session, through this live session. So
während du beim Security Check keinen Schritt weitergekommen bist.
I think these are also free musical sessions. I don't think YouTube will ban me from using them. Alright, so let's go to Excalibur. Yeah, I think I have a really huge canvas. So what we'll do is that my application, or this application, will have a couple of services. So would have a user service. I think, is this large enough? Alright, we'll have a user service. So this user service you should be able to create, read, update, and delete a user. We'll have user types within this user service. So we'll have basically every delivery guys and the delivery agents and the package senders are both customers, but here we'll consider the customer as the package sender. So we'll have the customer, we'll have the delivery agent, and then we'll have the admin of the system. So these are my user types, and then we should be able to create, read, update, delete a user. We should be able to grab users based on type. Maybe we want to grab all the delivery agents. We should be able to grab free delivery agents. So the purpose of this is that if we need to assign a delivery agent to a package, we need to make sure that he picks up a package and delivers it. He has to be free at that point in time. We cannot actually assign a package to him when he's already on transit to deliver another package. And then we would have basically what else? I think let's move on to the next service. We'll come back and add more services if need be. So we would have the package service where same thing, create, read, update, delete a package. And then what else? You can assign a package. What else? You can get packages by user. So here we would assume, not even assume, a package is being created by a user. So we would like to get all packages created by that particular user, and we would definitely also just like to get all packages in the system based on status, because a package status will have a package can be pending. The status can be pending, I'll have to just come back to this. Jeez. Pending, the status in transit.
Are you kidding me?
Delete, delivered. Cancelled. Yeah. I think we can add more later. Let's move on to so we have a user service, we have a package service, we have a pickup service. So the pickup service is responsible for assigning a delivery agent to a package. So I'll just turn this off. 1 minute. Alright. Sorry. Yeah, so with this, what I want to do here is get a free delivery agent. So here, I think here it will actually use the request reply API to access the user service and grab a free delivery agent, and then it will assign the delivery agent to the package. I think that's all what it does for now. Let's keep going. What else we have? Okay, we have the user service, the package service, the pickup service, and then which other service? I know this will have to have the delivery service. So get all deliveries, and then so the delivery service, before I even dive deep and start talking about most of its use cases, it's actually the delivery service will be responsible for continuously updating the geolocation of a package as it moves from the sender to the delivery to the destination. So here we can update package geolocation. Yeah, so update package geolocation, update package status. So a package is in pending, it's not moving. So when the delivery, when the the geolocation starts changing, definitely the package is moving, so the status should be changed to in transit. Now we should be able to get all deliveries, all packages being delivered. If I think is this the right spot to put this, to add this? Get all package deliveries or packages being delivered. I don't know. Maybe it should be in the package service. Let me see. Alright, let's talk about the payment service. Obviously, there will be two types of payments. We have cash on delivery and we'll have card payment. Yeah, and this is a good case for durable functions or durable workflows, durable long running workflows. I'm sorry if I'm just mixing everything up. I really did not have any structure for this. I've not thought about this beforehand, like how the live is going to go. So as it unfolds, we'll just try to get everything together. And maybe I'd like to edit the content, and put it out, take out all these unnecessary areas. So the package service will have two modes of payment, or the payment service rather will have two modes of payment. We'll have cash on delivery and we'll have card payment. And I would like this to only be done when the package has been well, it depends on the mode of payment you chose. So if you chose to pay by card, and then you only pay when the package has been delivered, same as cash on delivery. So we have the user service, the package service, the pickup service, the delivery service, payment service, and then there's also notification service. So the notification service is literally just this. It's just responsible for receiving all events, or it knows everything that's going on inside the application, inside this application. So everything that's going on inside this application sends an event to the notification service, and this notification service can choose to either send push notifications, emails, or SMSs. So it just receives all the events, and then you can then choose to do whatever you want to do with it. So the notification service is responsible for sending out push notifications, SMSs, and emails. I think in a really huge app you'd like to also have, in a production app you'd like to have the analytics service, where you want to know stuff like how many packages are being sent per hour, within what time frame, per day, per week, 2 weeks, a month, and stuff like that. You want to know how many users are signing up to your application. You want to know how many delivery agents. You want to know how many packages were successfully delivered, how many packages were cancelled, how many packages were destroyed, stuff like that. So that's where the analytics service will definitely come in. And But I don't think I'd like to implement the analytics service for now. What I will want to add is, so for delivery agents, have I'd like to have a I'd like to have a stage or a service that verifies the documents or the documents of a delivery agent, because if you sign up to be a delivery agent, and then most definitely I would like to run a background check on you, so I'd expect you to send your ID, your maybe some proof of some proof that it's you, and then I would like to do a background check, because I don't want you to grab somebody's package and disappear with it. So maybe I'll have agent verification service, and what it literally does is it verifies delivery agent or runs a background check on delivery agent. So and that's just me, or not me, the admin of the system, the official of this package delivery service. That's just them checking out the documents and then confirming or denying, confirming or rejecting delivery agent application. So with this, I think we can get, let me see. No. Okay. I think with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think with this we have enough services to build out our application, make it a little bit useful. The next thing I really want to run through here is the events that would move through our application. What services will emit what events, and what services will subscribe to what events. So I really want to talk about it, and just have the skeleton of it, so I'll name this one services, name this events. I hope it's large enough. So obviously I want that when a delivery agent signs up, an event should be sent, like delivery agent created. I also like a user, like just I want just a normal user account created. Why is this? Then off the top, I want a package created. We have package assigned. So let me try to think about something. If when a package has been created, so a package created event is being emitted to subscribers, and then the user who created the package can actually click on a button for and request that this package be assigned to a delivery agent. So what did I call that? Assign, let me see, assign package, assign package event. Am I correct? Assign package event request. I think I'd already done this. What was the name of that event? Okay, package created event, assign package event. Jeez. Okay, I'll just call it assign package event. And then what else? That's for the package service pickup. I think I'll have package pickup event, which is sent by the pickup service when they have assigned a free delivery agent to a package. So they'll send a package pickup event which will be picked up by the package service and something will be done with it. And then what else? Can I jump to payment? Payment request event, payment timeout event. So when payment timeout event, so when when you're being requested to pay, to make a payment, there's a timeout. It doesn't last forever. So if you don't make the payment within that timeout, it expires. So we'll have the payment confirm event, and then we'll have the payment cancel. Since it's I don't know what's
Du hast die zündende Idee, ein Unternehmen aufzubauen und damit so erfolgreich zu sein wie niemand anderes.
okay. This is getting a little tricky. Jeez. Okay, I think we'll come back to this later. Yeah, we have events, we have services. What do we have here? Oh, juice wall. Yeah, juice wall. So alright, so what I want to do is go ahead and draw the architecture. So before actually diving in, no. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and draw the architecture for the user service. So let me say is this the right one? User service. Okay. So the user service the state management solution we'll be using is MongoDB. So I think I have the logo for MongoDB somewhere. No. Yeah. I think I did it through. Yeah, this is. As a matter of fact, this is. Just get this. No. No way. No way. Why is it stuck? Okay. Cancel. Alright, let me enlarge it a little bit. For now, I'll take off this endpoints. And just connect. Yeah, so what happens is that the user service inside Catalyst, each of these services we've just outlined is within Catalyst. It will be called a Catalyst App ID. Yeah, like I'm not actually making this up. If we can actually see this here. 1 minute. We come to the. I'm actually on the Catalyst website, Diagrid, and I think they have it actually outlined properly here. Catalyst app IDs. Yep. So if you want to really know more, which I think you should want to know more about Catalyst app IDs, you can come over here and actually read and really read about them in depth. And then they always talk about, their APIs, the PubSub API, key value store, request reply workflow. And I think for this application, we'll be using these 4. So each of these services is a Catalyst app ID. And this Catalyst app ID is connected to a key value store, and our underlying key value store is MongoDB. So one really nice thing about Catalyst is that in order, we're not tightly coupled to MongoDB. We can actually switch to DynamoDB or Postgres, with very minimal effort, just by changing just by changing the connections and the credentials. So that's one huge advantage of Catalyst. It actually makes us less dependent on this guy here and more dependent on this guy. So in order to, if I want to switch out MongoDB for DynamoDB, then all I need to do is change the authentication string, which we'll be seeing. I'll show you the authentication string used to create a MongoDB collection, or used to create a MongoDB connection actually. So in order to switch it out for, let me say, Postgres or DynamoDB, all we need to do is just change the credentials, and we'll keep on saving, retrieving, or manipulating, performing different types of transactions with our key value store. So here, this is just how simple and effective our user service is like 1 minute, sorry. So like I said, the user service should be able to send events. Let's say a delivery agent has been created and we want to send a notification to the admin, letting them know that a delivery agent has been created. So here what we'll do is, in order to illustrate that, I think we'd add SNS and SQS from AWS. Yeah, the pops up API. I'd just like to copy this and add it here. So I'll enlarge it, don't worry about it. Nope. Yeah. So this should be the notification. Service. Also love to take this off. Notification, app ID. Yeah, so all our events, like I said, will be using the pops up API as shown here. So this is the pops up API, and they have a really great tutorial on how to get started with it. But we'll be looking at how to create all of this. No worries. Let's go back. So this actually helps decouple our application and make it event driven. Takes off load takes off a significant amount of load from the user service and distributes it to other services. So with the notification service, you can choose to send notifications, and also we can have other subscribers. It mustn't only be one subscriber. Remember, I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but for the pops up, we'll actually use SQS and SNS from AWS. SQS will help us to decouple the app, and then SNS actually fans out events. So the user service can have multiple subscribers, subscribed to a single event. Here we only have the notification service subscribed, so it's completely fine. I think this is actually a high level overview, or a high level look at how our user service looks like, or will look like. Key value store pops up, and I think we're good to go. So as we progress along the application, we'll keep on building. We'll add to this architecture and modify it, and just try to make it look great. It should look great, fault tolerant, and what's all that other fancy word. There are a lot of nice fancy words for this API. So what else? I think I haven't forgotten anything. I think we should get started with coding, right? Because I know we have so we'll have the create, read, update, delete the user types, grab user. So think in order to create a Catalyst, okay, before we proceed, Catalyst is actually in beta or in early preview. So in order to start using it, I think you would need to join. Where is that? I think you need to join the early preview. Where did I see that one? I think, okay, these are the documents. Diagrid. Products. Let me see. Okay, yeah, you need to join the early access. And the nice folks at Diagrid will give you access. And you can also, I think you can code along. You can code alongside me, or you maybe just go ahead and create your own stuff. So in order to create a new Catalyst application, I think you can do that in two ways. You can actually do that from the dashboard. Let me show you how the dashboard. App IDs. Okay, like I said, I don't know if I said it. I've already done this. I've already tried writing this application before using AWS alone, then now using Catalyst and AWS, and I tried to measure some stuff. So here's what I previously did. So in order for this live session, I would like to create a new project, which I think I'd have to come down to projects. This is actually the Catalyst interface. Then I can create a project. So you can actually do that from the interface like here, or you can do that. Where is it? Oh yeah, or you can do that from the command line interface. So from the command line interface, the first step is to create to install Diagrid. So you have to install the Diagrid CLI. I'm actually running on the Mac, so I'll use this command to install that. But I've already installed it before, or I've already installed it, so you can go ahead and install it. What I'll just do is I'll go ahead and log into Catalyst from my command line interface. So I'd say Diagrid login. Is it big enough? Oh, that's what she said. Sorry. Diagrid login. Yeah. A new release of Diagrid is available. And as a matter of fact, let me update first. So yeah. Yeah. 1 minute. No. Oh, permission denied. Jeez. Alright, so I think we're good to go. So I'd say Diagrid login. No. Yeah, I don't think you need to see my face. anymore. Okay, congratulations, you're good to go. So I can verify that by typing who am I. Alright, so the first step is creating a project. Is it here? No. Yeah, I think this. I'd like to name this project package delivery service. What's that? Why? Oh, no. That was a jeez. I think that's actually a problem. Let me see. If you do not have an existing project available within your organization, create a new Catalyst project and deploy the default. Oh, okay. This is, jeez. That was stupid. I'm sorry. That's actually a command to deploy the default PubSub API. Alright, so this should be the name of delivery service. Great, your request has been submitted. So now I need to I would say Diagrid project use package delivery service. Great. And if we come back to our Catalyst interface, we'll see that this is the package, this is the project we've just created and it's processing. So we'll just wait out a little bit for it to process and get to the ready status, and we'll see that it has been it has been deployed to the US West 1 region of AWS, and it has some other details here which I think maybe you might find interesting. So just wait a little bit for it to get ready, then we can start creating our app IDs, Catalyst app IDs. Are we good? What's happening? All right, so it's ready. Let me click on it, and obviously has no app IDs. Again, we can create app IDs from here, from this interface or from the command line. Since we've used the command line to create the project, I'll use this interface to create an app ID. So the first app ID I want to create is the user service. So the name must start and end with, all right, fine. And I think that's it. I don't want to connect to an existing application, so I'll just go ahead and create that. So we'll just wait for it to get to the ready status, and then we'll go to the next. Jeez, what is this? Oh no. It's processing. Yep, create application app IDs, and then you can create subscriptions and let me check. Yes, I think it's ready. So the first step after creating my the app ID is to actually create the state management, the state management component, which I'll go with MongoDB, as I mentioned earlier. I don't know, I think I've said that a lot, but so we have two ways of doing this. You can actually use the Diagrid key value store, which is the default key value store, or you can use something external. So I prefer to go with the external, the MongoDB store, because it, based on some of the functionalities of our application at this point, Catalyst doesn't support a lot of functionalities, or a lot of, how can I put it? So we'll have a lot of functionalities in our application that Catalyst doesn't, or the default Diagrid key value store doesn't support at this point. Yeah, I'm still trying to get the hang of this. Sorry, just bear with me. So let's go ahead and create a connection. And before we jump right in, because here it's all about ClickOps, before we jump right in, the first step, or one of the most what I recommend you do is to create, if you don't already have one, create a MongoDB database. I already have one running, and I think I'm owing these guys, but I've looked for all sorts of ways to pay them back. I cannot see a payment button on this. Anyway, so create a serverless database on MongoDB. If you don't know how to do that, I think there are a couple of videos on YouTube or on Google that shows you how to do it. It's really straightforward. I don't want to say it's simple. I don't like using the word simple. I just say straightforward. And this is what I've been using to test my previous app. You see, I already have an instance called the package delivery instance, and if I browse the collection, I'll see that I already have different collections within this. So what I can do is I can go ahead and I'll delete. I don't want to create another cluster, so I'd like to reuse this one. So I'll go ahead and delete all of this. Payments. I think you have to packages or drop them. But why are they not dropping? Deliveries. Yeah. Come on now, let me refresh. I know it's running background checks and stuff like that. Actually putting in a job. Come on now. What? Wait, what's happening? Am I deleting something else or what? Or maybe it keeps getting recreated. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it keeps getting recreated by the old project. I think because switch projects. Yeah, I think it keeps getting recreated by these guys. Oh man, you see, I'm still learning the system. I'm still learning how the system works. So it keeps on, hitting the database and making just to make sure it's there. If it's not there, it creates it. And okay, I mean, I didn't know. So I'm now forced to create another serverless database. Anyway, that's great. So let's go ahead and do that. I think it's here. Create database. No. What is this here? All right. Serverless. I'll name this one just package delivery live instance. Yep, US is it East 2? No problem. Go to advanced configuration. I'd like to I'd like to use something, add something else. Here, so that's the package delivery live instance. Create instance. So okay. So your serverless instance is being created. So just wait a little bit for it to create before proceed. Why are we taking so much time? All right, I think we're good to go. So one thing I would like to set up here is the database access. All resources. Anyway, yeah, I think I already have a user that has access to all the resources in my database. If you don't have one, you can go ahead and create a new database user and give them a username and a password because we'll be needing them later. So I think I already have this. Now I need to just put them in without you seeing the password. All right, so I think it's this browse collection. Google Chrome just anyway. Where is it? Right, no problem. No. Sorry, let me just go ahead and I'm trying to. Alright, see. So what I'll do is switch project. So what I want to do is connect my key value store to myself to this app ID, this Catalyst app ID. So now that I've already created a serverless instance on MongoDB, I'll come and click create connection. Here is a state, and oh yeah, you can use Cloudflare workers, and there's just a lot. I really like the variety of databases which you have access to. Is Redis, this Postgres. I think we have 2 types of Postgres here. Postgres, or I think this is a mistake. I'll just screenshot this for the team. Alright, so that's what we need. MongoDB. Then continue. Yeah, select all services. So you can have a lot of services, and maybe there might be a service that you don't want it to have access to that key value store. So you just have to unselect it here. But since our user service actually has or need access to the key value store, we'll select it. And then for the connection string, I'll choose username and password. So here, in order to get the host name, the server, and the host name, and these parameters, what you do is you come to MongoDB, you go to your cluster. So let's go back to databases or database here, and then you see you click on connect, and then you click on drivers, and then you'll see this nice long string. Within that string, you'll have, this is your username and this is your password. See, so what you want to do is from retry rights, you want to copy that. That's your, these are the parameters. And then for the server, what you want to do is you copy package delivery, and then for the username and the password, my username is Trey Roches, and then the password, I won't show you the password, but let me show you something. So the password is what you created when you created a database, you created a new database user inside the database access screen. So I'll go ahead and I'll just turn it off for a bit to input my password. I mean, I don't know where it is. I need to look for it. So, but I know it's I know it's around. So I'll just look for it, and then I'll input it real fast. Is it? Nah, it should not be like this. I want it obscured. So so what I'll do is that I'll just come here and let me turn this off for a bit, just 2 seconds. I won't take too long. I mean, I'll keep talking so you know I'm here. So I hope I find it though. I don't know, where did I actually keep that? No. Okay. Well, I got it. So state MongoDB, continue, username and password, connection string, so I'd have this, and then parameters. Yep, we're back. So I'll name this connection name, I'll call it users DB, and then for the collection name, I'll call it user collection. And then you see that you can add a couple of stuff. You can add more stuff to it, but I won't dive into any of this right now. And then we have for resiliency, we have the retry policy, timeout policy, circuit breaker policy, which I won't look into this right now also either. So maximum requests, 1 interval every 5 seconds, timeout 20 seconds, and then consecutive failures when they're greater than 5, trip. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and continue. Yeah, I think if I save it, let's hope it connects with ease. So processing. Anyway, while it's processing, I'll go ahead and create a new Python project. So I'll be using Pycharm. I think you can also use VS Code, but I love using Pycharm for Python projects. Yeah, this is what I already had. I'll create a new project and I'll call it package delivery live. Yep, Python 3.10. So it already sets up my virtual environment. I don't need to activate any virtual environment or stuff like that. Where do we run the scaffold? I think Diagrid. Create this. I think there's no way. How do I local tutorials? Alright, yeah, Diagrid dev scaffold command. So as you can see, my project is already activated. I mean, my virtual environment has already been activated. So Diagrid I want to make sure that I'm in the right Diagrid dev scaffold. I want to make sure that I'm in the right project. Diagrid project use here. It was package delivery service. And then what I'll do is that I'll say Diagrid dev scaffold. Great. So what it does is that it creates this YAML file, this configuration file with relevant endpoints and relevant information, or connection strings and API tokens of the user service which are created on the Diagrid interface. So this is my API token, and this is my gRPC endpoint which Diagrid supports. You can actually build gRPC services with Catalyst, but we'll be using the ubiquitous HTTP endpoint. This, then it has a timeout, it has the app ID, and here you can actually add other environment variables if need be, if we need to access environment variables or other environment variables, we can actually add them here. For example, in the payment service, we need to access Stripe, so we'll need the Stripe API key, and we'll definitely use the environment variable to store that. Yeah, and then this will easily pass this now into a Docker file when we want to deploy. Yeah, but before jumping into all those, the next what I want to do now is create a main Python file and a file for my dependencies, the requirements.txt file. So we're building our API on we'll be using for Python, we'll be using the Fast API framework. We could have also used Flask, but I really love to use Fast API. I prefer it. I'm used to using Fast API, so I think I'll go with what I'm good with. So for the requirements, for our dependencies, we'll need to bring in the Dapper dependency. We need to bring in Fast API and Pydantic, and then what else? I think I already have that. 1 minute. Yep, all of this. So, and then we need to do a pip install -r requirements to install all these dependencies. So this is Dapper, Fast API, gRPC, Pydantic requests. and an email validator which would need to validate emails. This is a library which I brought in, I don't know. And then we don't have anything for linting and proper code, proper indentation. Maybe I'll think of maybe I'll bring in rough. I don't know if you know about the library, about the plugin with the library called rough. It's a good Python lint. I mean, it takes, if you have used Black and ISOT before, rough is actually a combination of those guys, and it's been built with Rust, so it's extremely fast. It's a lot faster than those other guys. Let me show you. So we have rough GitHub. It's really beautiful, and alright, look at the benchmarks. So it's being compared to Autoflake, Flake 8 if you've used Flake 8 before, Pylint, so it's like 0.29 seconds. While this other guys are, this, okay, Autoflake is 6 seconds, Flake 8 12, and the other guys are really, I think they are really slow. And I think I also love Rust a lot. Anything that's been built with Rust, I'm a huge fan of, because I just know that, not that I know, I've read extensively about Rust, and I've actually programmed a couple of applications with Rust, and I've seen its capabilities, and I know that it will outperform a ton of these other languages, a ton of languages out here. It's the learning curve, it's a little bit steep, just a little bit, but I think it's worth it if you're interested in really learning, or if you've been thinking of getting into Rust, please by all means, like, really get in and see what I'm talking about. I don't know how I can put them in words. I really just run out of words sometimes when I'm trying to express something that's really sick, if I can use that term. So let's get back to it. So here I'd like to install all these dependencies. So I'll do pip install -r, then I'll go ahead and hit enter. Let's check to see if our connection was, it's ready. So perfect. So right now we can write an endpoint to connect, how can I put it, to connect the user service to MongoDB. So let's go ahead and just write something small. I think he has finished installing too, so what we'll do is that okay, so in our main.py file, our main file will bring up I'll do a couple of copy pasting, but I'll explain. Alright, so I just copy all of this all these dependencies. No stripe, nope. For the models, we'll bring in the models. So we'll have the user DB. So I'd like to add Dapper user DB, and what did I call it? Let's go back. So this is it. And then pops up, not yet. So I'll take this out. I'll take all of these out. Please don't look at my stripe. It's okay. Cancel it. Right, so here we just initialize fast API. We also have to bring in the model, the user model, the Pydantic user model. So I'll create a folder called models, and then I'll create a Python file called user models, or user model rather. And then I'll paste that in it. Let me try to enlarge this. Okay. No. Can I enlarge it? Alright, so yeah. So here's the main user model class where we have an ID, the email. Okay, we have a username. I don't know if it's really that important or if it's really that necessary in a delivery application, but we'll have their first names, last names, their address, and this address is a class on its own too. So for the address we have the street, the city, the zip, the country, and then we have profile picture URL. And then for the delivery agent, which is optional, because your address, when you're creating an account, your address should be optional. But if you want to start getting into getting deeper into the application, you definitely need to add your address and other information. You need to identify yourself. So for the delivery agent status, we have it as optional because firstly, if this user is a customer, if they just send packages, then they'll never have a delivery agent status. This delivery agent status is for delivery agents, and the status is actually an enum, which can either be free or occupied. So here I can add none. Is that yes? And then the geolocation, the present geolocation of the user, which is just the longitude and latitude. And then if it's active, is just to determine if the account is actually active. So it's a true or false. If it's a false, then it's an inactive account, and we will purge that out of the system along the line. And then, is this user an admin? What about their phone numbers? What type of user is it? Are they a customer? Are they the delivery agent, or are they an admin? And then created that, updated that, just basic info. And remember, this is just a proof of concept. You can add up or you can take off stuff. There's definitely a lot more stuff to put in here in order to identify a user or something like that. So back to our main file. Payment model. What's the payment model for? Sorry. No. UUID. I don't need it either. So take out this payment model, and then you can start writing. You can write our first endpoint, which I'll do some copy pasting and then explaining. So it's the first one. No, just alright. So firstly, let me explain something about this endpoint. So this represents the version of our API at this point. So when we update the API, we can update the version too. And then the state represents the main function of this endpoint. So it's actually saving state or getting state, or it's interacting with state. Within this endpoint, you can also interact with the PubSub API, but the main activity that's being carried out inside this endpoint is the state. That's just what I assume. So in order to create a new user, we send a post request with a payload to this endpoint. So if you see, we've passed in the user model, which this, so the user would have to send in all of this information. And then if you see, we use the Dapper client and then call a function called save state, and that's just about it. So like I was explaining earlier about how Catalyst easily allows you to switch, between different providers, between different state key value stores and stuff like that. You don't get to get yourself locked into a particular key value store. This is what I was talking about. So I can go ahead and switch my back end to DynamoDB, but this is still the same the same method I'll call save state, and I'll pass in the store name, which is what we have here. I'll pass in the key, and then I'll pass in the value. And then since I want the value to be saved as a JSON object, I'll pass in this state metadata. If I don't pass in this state metadata, then that value will be saved as a JSON string. Matter of fact, I'll illustrate it. So with that, now remember when we were designing the architecture, when we're just doing the little write-up, we said if the user is a delivery agent, and then they will definitely have to go through a couple of checkups, background checks and stuff like that. So here we determine the user type. If it's a delivery agent, and then we can publish an event. But since we're not talking about publishing events yet, I'll take off this section. Alright, so this is actually in a try except block, where if it doesn't succeed, then we return a 500 error code alongside the error details, like why it didn't succeed, or this item, why did this item not save in the backend. So with all this, I would love to go ahead and run my application and see how, and test it. So I would say, I hope I get it correctly. I'll say Diagrid dev start F, and then I'll get this port, and command cannot be empty. Oh yeah. So when running Catalyst locally, you would have to give it a port. Whereas, yes, you'd have to give it a port. I hope. Sorry. I need to go and check. Oh yeah. Okay. So this. So I want it to run on port 5001. So I'll run the command again. Yep, so it has a couple of invalid memory address. Yep, time to debug. Runtime error, invalid memory address or null pointer violation. Is this correct? Yeah, that's actually correct. So where can the issue be? Wait, I think, yeah, I think it's user ID. Where can the issue be? How do I debug this? Alright, let me see. Invalid memory address. What am I getting wrong? Should I change? I don't think they said port address, they said memory address. What am I getting wrong? Let me see.
Du bist über den Horizont hinausgesegelt, hast gegen Riesenkraken gekämpft und
Daily,
Orkane
no
überwunden.
logs,
Du
nothing.
stößt auf eine lang verschollene Schatztruhe, während du Lasagne gemacht hast.
Come on now. What am I getting wrong, project? What am I getting wrong? Let me look at what worked before. Invalid memory address or nil pointer dereference. Is it with respect to what is this? this all correct? No, sorry. Wow. What is it actually pointing to? Cloud runtime, Diagrid, cloud start app processing. Did I make a mistake? Let me try out something else. Let me try out this other app which works and see. No, sorry. You have runs. Jeez, just what's actually the issue between this? Jeez. Okay. Try googling this. Oh, concerns go. Oh, jeez. No way. Why is an invalid memory? Whatever. I don't. think I'd like to. I think I'll rest a bit and try to come back to this later. I can't seem to know where the problem is. Oh, jeez, look at this. No. Oh. Yeah, I know where the problem is. User service. Jeez. This is... Yeah, I think that was the problem. It had to actually be in the folder because since I'll be running multiple services, so I put each service inside an individual folder. So for the user service, it's inside the user service folder, and I think if I run it now, it'll be all good. Yep. Connecting, I've started, waiting for application startup complete. So what I can do is I can take, or what we'll do is I will take this. Yep. Alright, so it has connected. So we'll grab this endpoint and we'll use Postman. I really don't save. Anyway, so I think it's a, yeah, not I think it's a post. It was version 1.0 for the state and then users. Then for the bodies, I already have this written somewhere. Just copy the body. No, come on now. Yeah, this is it. So for the body, I think it's raw JSON. So it's or JSON, however I call it. So yeah, we'll have the ID, the email address, username. I think it's just, I just filled this up. The profile pic URL, their geolocation, phone number. I don't even want the delivery agent. And then I'll send it and see if it saves or not. Alright, so it says missing delivery agent status, and I think that's it, missing delivery agent status. So I'll go ahead and I think delivery agent status was optional, so I'll add that, but I'll need to stop the app and then restart it. But before I restart it, I have to make sure that it has finished or it's in ready status. See, it's processing. Please don't take so much time. Why is it taking so much time? Let me see. Let me refresh it. Oh, it's ready. Okay. So
viele verschiedene Jobbereiche an Bord.
So many cultures, so many religions. It's colorful.
Destination gesehen, die ich sonst jetzt wahrscheinlich noch nie gesehen hätte. Es ist einfach super spannend.
Und wann kommst du zu uns?
So I run the application again, and then I'll just wait for it to connect. Yep, connected, and then I think I can send. And good, it has saved to our key value store. If you see, it has actually printed. I think we wrote that, yeah, this. So it has printed the result. So let's go to MongoDB and find out. And before moving to MongoDB, what we can do is we can check out the observability aspect of. Why is there an error? Wait, let me see. I hope. No way. There's an error. There's an error somewhere. So what happened? Jeez. API Explorer. So why did this succeed? Let me send again and see. Man, that's funny. Yeah. Let me refresh the live instance and see. I hope. Wow. It's nothing. What happened to my connections? Is that it's ready? Yeah. See, I know it's not this one. So why is it's saved here, user collections? Why is it saving to user collection? Oh jeez, I think I'm mixing up the connections. It has to be saved in the package delivery live instance. Here, what did I connect? Let me see. get this again. I'll go back to connections, edit connection. Oh no, my password. Oh yeah, I think I got it wrong. Oh, I'm tired, so sorry about that. Why does it keep on? What's this? No way. Okay, let's see. Processing. Come on now. Refresh and see. Processing. Oh my goodness, error. What? Why? Already? Great. Alright, let's send again and hope that it saves to the right database instance. So it has to be in here. Good. So we have this, we have our value where we have all of the information that we just saved. I think we'll end here for this live session and continue another day with other endpoints while building the other services too.